This is StoryRobot. Welcome to r/Tales from the Front Desk. Our story of today is about a guest that had to pay a $1,900 bill for long-distance calls after being warned not to make them. It's the mid-1990s, 6 a.m., I just got to work. The night clerk told me about a man who had asked a bunch of questions about making phone calls from his room and the cost. He'd planned to call home, this was in the US, he was calling the UK, and had been rather rude about it. She had offered him the flyer the hotel supplied with suggestions on how to make the cheapest calls, but he rolled his eyes at her and did not take it. Lucky me, he happened to be the first customer I encountered that morning. He told me his room number and asked what his total was. I looked him up and groaned inwardly. His long-distance phone calls from the night before were all listed out to the tune of $1,900. With his room cost, I told him his total and watched his head explode. I expected him to freak, but he surprised me by claiming the clerk that had checked him in said his calls would be comped. I involuntarily smirked when he said that, because I knew they would never ever say that. He demanded to know what I thought was so funny. Me, sir, phone calls are never comped or free. There must have been a misunderstanding. Guest. No, she told me that last night. I swear it. And it's not okay for you to laugh at me. Me, sir, I apologize, I wasn't laughing at you at all. The idea of free phone calls just caught me off guard. Nothing is free. Guest. She said it was. I'm a VIP, you know, his account is not marked as VIP and he's not in an upgraded room, and I checked in late, so that's why they are free. If that's not the case, I will not stay here another night. Me. I understand the cost shocked you, but I know the clerk gave you the paperwork on other calling options. She specifically warned you not to use the room phone to call overseas. Guest. Angry smirking. Oh, you little beeps talked about me, huh? You can't prove that she told me beep. She's not here, is she? It's my word against her and I'm the beeping customer. Me, in a bold-faced lie. The clerk you spoke to is named Amelia and she's in the back closing up from her shift. I could go get her so we can clear this up now. Guest. I don't want to talk to some clerk. I want the manager. You women are trying to rip me off. We women? Beeping, really? I smiled and thrust my chest out to show my womanly breasts. Sir, I am the manager. He didn't believe me at first and told me not to lie to him. He then demanded my manager. Me, my manager, Betty, I made sure to say her female name loudly and slowly, is not in this week. She's on vacation. At this point, a line is forming behind him. I ask him if he wants to check out. Guest. Check out. I'm here another 4 days. Me, sir, you just said you were going to leave if you had to pay for your calls. They are not free. Tell you what, I understand the sticker shock, so I'll take off $200, but since you were warned, the rest will need to be paid. Guest. Oh wow. $200 beeping dollars, aren't you so beeping generous? I just looked at him because. Yes, I was. He stomped away and got on the elevator. Later in the day, customer service transferred me a call from someone asking for the manager. When I picked up, the room number showed, it was him. I answered in a sing-song voice and he recognized me right away. Guest. Are you the only manager in this whole beeping hotel? I want to talk to someone else, a man. Get me the owner. Me, sir, it doesn't work like that. The owner only comes to this hotel maybe twice a year, he doesn't live here. You can contact him, but not through this number. He has. He told me to beep off, called me a fat beep and hung up. I checked his room account and saw several more long-distance calls. His bill was $3,200 now. I called my supervisor and told him I was worried he wouldn't pay and how he'd been treating us. He told me to charge his card $2,000 towards the bill and to put his name down as who approved it. I happily did as I was told, and it felt damn good when the charge went through. I wasn't there when the guest saw that we'd charged his card $2,000, but I saw the security video later. He came down to the front desk red as a tomato and demanded to talk to me. He brought his heavy room phone with him and tossed it across the lobby. He shoved the concierge that tried to intervene and got tangled up with security before they got control of him. He was arrested and banned from the hotel. He also trashed the room, cut the TV, lamp cords, smashed the mirrors in the bathroom, flooded the toilet, cut up the sheets and bedspread and dumped shampoo all over the floors and counters. A grown man, acting like a toddler. Shake my head. Edited to add. A lot of you are asking if he was charged with vandalism, and yes, he was. I know the hotel's legal team went after him, but unfortunately, I left before it was resolved, so I'm not sure how it ended. My guess is he had to pay a buttload of money, and I'm glad. Our next story is bless the guests who do really nice things and really don't have to. I was working the first shift, 7 to 3. About 8 a.m. a guest walks in. She looks exhausted. The first thing she says, I know it's way too early to check in, but I was hoping you could hold my bags for me and I can come back later. I tell her, let me see if I have a room available, because I don't think we booked up last night. Her eyes lit up, but she said, if not, that's okay. I'll find something to do. I did have a room and checked her in, told her that she can grab some breakfast if she wants. She said she just wants to sleep. Around 12 she came down to the desk, thanked me and did the fist bump motion, or so I thought. I first bump her and she laughs and says, no, this is for you for helping me out, and drops a $20 bill in my hand. I tried to give it back because to me it really wasn't a big deal. She was nice and understanding and I had the room ready. She didn't take it back, just said thank you and walked away. Every time I saw her after that we kinda just had a thank you battle. Our next story is, normalize service denial to rude guests. I finally did it. I stood up for myself. I had an angry Karen harassing me, and I straight up told her she's being denied service. She told me I can't, and I told her we have the right to deny service and I'm now exercising that right. She pulled out her phone hoping the threat of her showing it to my boss would get me to submit. I told her on camera that she can't harass the staff and therefore I have the right to deny her service. She went off about how she can't wait to show this to management. I told her to have a great night. Of course she put the phone down so she wouldn't record the things she'd say afterwards. I told her to have a great night. She gave up and left. I didn't get in trouble. I hope denying service to these Karens becomes a norm. They're only this bad because we allow them to be. Because they've done it before and get rewarded with apologies and rewards points and free breakfasts. Service denial is a right and we should use it. Thank you for watching. Error. Problem detected. Not enough subscribers. Please subscribe, like and comment.